Hello, everybody. Scott Golden here with the uh, ultimate benefit of the um, Golden Opportunities Coaching YouTube channel, and hopefully, it's something you enjoy. In any event, um, this is about social anxiety and the challenges therewith. Ultimately, when you are struggling with social anxiety, there are some signs and things that one should look for or can look for. It can be somewhat difficult because, at the end of the day, there are challenges as it relates to how you see yourself. And so, this particular audio is about signs that someone may be struggling with um, social anxiety. And there's about, let's see, 7 or 8 things I want to run through. Um, the first thing is a person who is struggling with social anxiety may struggle doing daily tasks. Something as simple as getting up, getting dressed, dealing with ultimately, cooking meals or their basic self care may be overwhelming. The feeling that things are never done, or the feelings that things are never done properly, or things of that general nature can cause a person to feel super overwhelmed and struggle in a very vibrant way, and that can be overwhelming for a number of reasons. The next thing is a person may struggle with panic attacks. So, panic attack is a more acute form of social anxiety. The panic attack can often come in two forms, either during the social interactive experiment or experience, and or at the thought of being social. So it's a thing that is a struggle on multiple levels for people with social anxiety, not necessarily because they are a bad person or anything like that, but ultimately how to really deal with all of that and what to do with the emotions of the dread of a coming event can lead to panic, which actually can lead to body related challenges. In other words, the physical body sweating and having issues that way. Um, and heart palpitations, different aspects, um, racing thoughts as well as racing body. Maybe you feel dizzy or uneasy on your feet, or other forms of physical signs that the body isn't there. This can also cause headaches, tension, heart palpitations, and stomach distress, all kinds of physical signs of the emotional fear that comes around social anxiety. The next is the fear of judgment. So the fear that a person or group of people or social group is going to judge another person can be a really painful experience, um, and that leads to challenges in a really uncomfortable way because the average person, if they're constantly thinking about judgment, they're doing things that socially people may be more likely to judge, so it becomes a catch 22 and almost canceling each other out in a sense. There's so much that relates to the challenges associated with how to find out how not to be judged, how to find out, how to see yourself in a yes, there may be some people that are passing judgment, but that doesn't mean that I ultimately am a bad person and or that I can't overcome it. The reality is everyone makes, or almost everyone makes some form of judgment in one way or another, but that doesn't necessarily mean you can't overcome it or that you are um, ultimately incapable of rising above any social judgments that people may pass. The next is the fear of criticism. So, the idea that social interaction will automatically lead to criticism is something that is a huge struggle for most people with social anxiety. They fear being told that they're wrong or being told that somehow the way they behave is wrong, the way they look, the way they act, the way they fear, the way they feel, the way they express themselves. All of these things are wrong, and the fear of the judgment and the criticism motivates the person to act in a very demure way, which may ultimately lead them to be um, misread or mischaracterized as aloof when in reality they're not. They just don't know how to interact in a way where they feel out of place in a social setting. The last thing is they fear the unknown. So the awfulization of everything that can go wrong will go wrong, and the idea that everything that could go wrong is going to ultimately lead them to be seen in a more negative light than they are already can lead to a number of challenges and difficulties in the long run and the short run for any number of reasons. So hopefully this has been helpful. I encourage you again, if you're struggling with social anxiety or any other emotional challenge and you're looking for a coach, while I can't do diagnostics of exactly what mental illness is there are coaching techniques that can help you find a way to cope with and manage things like self-image and things of that nature. Obviously, if you need a medical diagnosis, seek the help of a qualified medical professional, but above all, keep your feet on the ground, your mind in the moment.